So it's time now for my paper I have prepared for our afternoon session. And the title of the paper is Media Sounds and Musical Globalization, or Musical Globalization in the Age of Media. Okay.
Will the text of this paper be available, or should we take copious notes? Or
I can post it, or I can mail it to Wolfgang, and he can.
It would, it's easier to concentrate if we don't have to write it all
down.
Yeah.
Don't promise things, mail it to me. What does it mean? I will not mail it to everybody. There's no way.
Because at the moment it is not in a finished.
The only thing you can do is to send it as an email. I can send it once as an email, but you'll never get anything in mail from me.
I will finish it in a written form and send it to Wolfgang.
Okay. Great.
And also, I will. It was a very good proposition of Tracy. I will make a list of the music example we heard during the Media Sounds seminar. I don't exactly if all is available of this disc, but the own disc, for example, this 3 CD box is available, and also something from the Ars Acustica CDs. Okay. At the beginning of the 21st century, musical tastes are diversifying. Record stores now have shelves for pop, jazz, classical music, and ethnic music. The traffic in sounds, recordings, and media products zooms around the world. Discos feature reggae, rai, and hip-hop. We have choirs of Armenians and Bulgarians, qawwali and kyal singers, salsa and samba. At the end of the 19th century, when the phonograph offered the possibility to record and reproduce sound, a growing number of Western composers like Claude Debussy started to work idioms of ethnic music into their tonal languages. Today's avant-garde composers like China's Tam Dun or Japan's Toru Takemitsu have willingly marketed themselves as both Asian and Western. The subject of my paper is musical globalization in the age of media. It is divided into 3 parts. In the first part, I'll take a look at the categories called world, music, and crossover. In the second part, I'll deal with the historical dimension from the phonograph to the sampling technique. In the third part, I'll try to explain the relation between the exoticism of sounds and the synthesis of musical collages. Ethnomusicology is traditionally concerned with music found outside the limits of urban North American and European art music. The major subjects of its investigations are the music of non-literate peoples or tribal musics, the orally transmitted music of the high cultures of Asia, such as in China, Japan, Indonesia, India, or the Arabic-speaking countries, and folk music, the music and oral traditions found in those areas which are dominated by high cultures. But today, in the age of media, these 3 categories are not the only areas of interest for ethnomusicologists. Musical change, acculturation or fusion is also a field of interest through which a study of popular or commercial music may be undertaken. And here, urban tradition may be central in any part of the world. To the majority of Indians today, for example, music probably means the extremely popular film songs which blare out from every street corner. It is not just Western styles that can lay claim to popularity. Asha Bhosle, an Indian movie singer, is the world's most recorded artist. In a world of media sounds, intercultural crossover means that African popular music sounds more and more like American popular music, but at the same time, Asia pop is not that different from European pop songs. For example, the indigenous members of the Australian pop group Yoto Yindi are among the traditional owners of North East Arnhem Land, a region of Australia's Northern Territory. but elements of their musical tradition, like the didgeridoo, a kind of wooden trumpet, are only used in an eclectic manner, as an exotic color in usual Western pop structures. Let's see an example, please, Cordula. Let's take one of the listening of musical globalization. World Music was the name of an innovative program developed in the 1960s at Wesleyan University, Connecticut, United States. There, Bob Brown and David McAllister created an academic program to place music alongside the study of ethnomusicology. They invited Indian, Japanese, and African musicians to teach performance in much the same way as teachers of piano and jazz worked together with musicologists. Since then, Western jazz, pop, and avant-garde musicians started to work together with Asian or African musicians. Let's see another example. Take two of this CD, please. From the album Ragas and Sagas, with the German jazz saxophonist Jan Gabarek and the Pakistani singer Ustad Fateh Ali Khan. And the album Ragas and Sagas is an example for a synthesis in world music for the musical fusion between this German jazz saxophonist Jan Gabarek and the Pakistani singer and his group. Jazz improvisation meets raga improvisation, and it works because a raga, as well as a jazz standard, is more than a scale or a mode. A raga usually includes quite a large number of traditional songs composed in different genres by the great Indo-Pakistani musicians of the past. But ragas also allow the present-day creative musician to compose new songs and to generate an almost infinite variety of melodic sequences. Like a jazz standard, raga can be regarded as a tonal framework for composition and improvisation. As well as the fixed melody of the jazz standard, there are features particular to each raga, such as the order and hierarchy of its tones, their manner of intonation and ornamentation, their relative strength and duration. Where ragas have identical scales, they are differentiated by virtue of these musical characteristics. Finally, the musical traditions of jazz and raga both are open-ended concepts in which the association of a particular raga with a specific emotional state, a season, or a time of day, though intangible, is as relevant as its melodic structure. When in 1877 Thomas Edison applied for a patent on his phonograph, the pioneering step in the development of sound recording was taken. Up to this time, recordings of Occidental music were confined to their logos, to musical notation of its rational structures. Only the phonograph offers the possibility to record and reproduce the central, random, and material aspects of music which are beyond any written notation. Unlike the phonograph's mechanical recording of voice and sound, electromagnetic sound recording also could manipulate the recorded material by way of cut, montage, and filter. Digital sounds clears recorded material of many limitations caused by analog recording and broadcast media processes.